Okay, attempt number 2, recorded it, accidentally deleted it, gonna go through and do it again. So, sorry if I go through this kind of fast, trying to get it done. For the first question, we're doing this question where it says rewrite the log in exponential form. So what you need to do here is say, okay, my base of my log is 4, so my base of my exponent should be 4. These equal exponents, so 2 is going to be my exponent here, all equal to 16. So this one here, you're looking at it, you're like, how many points is it worth? It's worth 1 point. Got this? Boom, check, 1 point. Next question, you're just doing this in the reverse order. Once again, their bases are going to match. So the base of my exponent is here, it's a 3, so I'm going to have a log base 3. Now, if you're confused by what goes here, just skip it. Remember, logs are always equal to the exponent. My exponent here is 3. 3. 27 gets plugged in. Worth 1 point, once again. Boom, check. Done if you've got it. Evaluate log base 2 of 32. So what I'm going to do is say, okay, well, how many things of 32, or what can I break, how many 2's can I break 32 into? Well, if I divide it by 2, I get a 16 out. And 16, I know, is just a 4 times 4. And 4s are just 2 sets of 2. So 2, 2, 2, and 2. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2's out of this. So this is just equal to those number of 2's. 5. 1 point here. Now for D, this one's a little bit longer. We're going to be writing a rule for G that represents a translation 4 units to the right, followed by a vertical stretch by a factor of 3. They also give us our original equation here, f of x equals e to the x. So remember, translation here, this is always addition or subtraction. Vertical stretch, we're always multiplying by that value. Now, vertical stretch, it doesn't change, which is why I'm not doing the reciprocal here. This also, since it's vertical, goes on the outside. Here, to the right, I would normally think, okay, we're going to the right, we're increasing it positively, but I have to do the opposite. So we're really going to do the subtraction here. So if I'm going to write my new function, g of x, I have e to the x here. I'm saying, okay, we're translating it 4 units to the right, I should be subtracting. So minus 4 goes up in my exponent next to x. Now that multiplying by 3 for my vertical stretch is going to go right here in front of e. That's all we're doing here. This one's worth 2 points. 1 if you got that exponent right, 1 if you have the 3 out front here. Now, it has to be out in front and not up by the x. And I saw some weird things on the test. Make sure you're not doing like e times 3 to the x minus 4. That exponent isn't attached to 3, it's attached to e. Don't put it in between. Don't do that. Now, if you need more time, pause it, look through this, and flipping it over. For 2, we know we have an account. It earns 4% of interest annually. Annually is a key thing here for this. We'll come back to that in a minute. Now it's saying we're going to invest $2,500 and we're going to hope that we can have $3,000 after the end of these 5 years. So we have to write an exponential function for this that represents a in terms of t using our formula here. So a in terms of t, meaning those are going to be left over. Don't panic that there's variables left over. P, that's our principal. That's how much we put in. Principal. Now, 3,000, that's our goal, 5 years. That has nothing to do with our equation right now. We can put that information aside. But what I do need is in this first part here. 4% interest, I'm going to write that in decimal form. We always want it in decimal form. Compounded annually. That annually is telling me my end value. It's saying, hey, how many times per year do you gain interest? Well, if it's annually, that's once per year. So my n is 1. So all we're doing is plugging those in here. A is going to be left behind. That can stay. Is equal to P. That's my 2,500. All multiplied by A1 plus R over N. My rate, I'm not using 4. I saw a lot of that on the quizzes. We're using the decimal form, 0.04. all over n, which is 1 raised to the 1 times t. So if I simplify this down, we're going to have a is equal to 2,500. Remember, I can't multiply that through because of this exponent. 1 plus a 0.04, so a 1.04, all raised to the t. Now, for grading for a, there's two possible points. One, if your general structure is correct. So are you doing p? Do you have a value here with an exponent? The second one is if all your values are correct. For b, it says how much is in the account after 3 years. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that equation I made and I'm going to plug 3 in. So a is equal to 2,500 times a 1.04 cubed. When I do that, we're going to get out a 2,812, that was a weird 8, 812.16. Don't forget your dollar signs here. Our units are important. When it's money, we're also only using 2 decimal places. So you get 2 points. 1 if your overall value is correct, the 2,812, and 1 if you have the correct number of decimal places here. Last part, C, it says, will you reach your goal? If not, what interest rate would you need? So we don't know if we need to do this part yet. We're going to set that aside. We need to figure out, okay, what is my goal and what do I need to do to reach it? Well, I just need to let time pass. And we're looking at time equals 5. And we want our A value to be greater than or equal to 3,000. So that is our goal. So if I plug t equals 5 in, I want to see if this is true. So A is going to be equal to a 2,500 times a 1.04 raised to the 5. Well, when I find that, I get 3,041 out. I'm not too worried about actual values because they don't ask for a value, they just want to know if I reach my goal. So I can say, yes, I will reach my goal. This one, 1 point. Did you reach your goal? Did you kind of show why thought process is needed here? If you have any last questions on this, talk to me tomorrow. Talk to me in an email. Talk to me on the thing from the website. Whatever you need.